Newest of our representatives to the Assembly, Christian Phelps. Christian was elected in 2024 to the 93rd Assembly District, which we finally got new maps to let us compete. Before he became an assembly person, Christian was working with the Wisconsin Public Education Network. So, I think we can count on the fact that Christian is very knowledgeable about public schools and what's happening.
Thank you. Well, once you're up here, you can see all the hundreds of people that have come together. Thank you for being here, everybody. Coming together in the public, as the public, in a public park, to stand up for our public spaces against Donald Trump and Elon Musk, who want to steal them from us. The Chippewa Valley will always stand up for our right to come together across differences in public spaces and take care of our community. But the Trump-Musk administration and their cabal of billionaires wants to rob us of that right so that they can get even richer. The most concerning attempt to rob us of the public, in my opinion, is their effort to steal children's right to a public education. Hands off.
Hands off. Hands off. Hands off. Hands off. Hands off.
When I worked in Wisconsin's public schools, I supported students with disabilities in inclusive classrooms. Public schools are the most powerful space that brings children together across disability, across race and ethnicity and gender and socioeconomic status and political background every single day in a meaningful way. United across all those differences around one shared community value that every child deserves to learn, grow, and be safe. And that our future depends on it. But Donald Trump recently made good on one of his campaign promises by issuing an executive order to illegally dissolve the Department of Education. And in the meantime, he didn't put an education expert in charge of it. He put a pro wrestling business mogul who does not know what the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act is. The Department of Education makes up to 20% of the funding in our rural public schools in the Chippewa Valley. It provides support for children in poverty and agricultural and trade programs. And we need those funds in our public spaces. Maybe most concerning is that the Department of Education protects children from discrimination. That is why he wants to do this, because public schools unite people. They fight discrimination, and if people are united, he can't divide us and rob us. When we are divided, they can privatize and they can profit. I was at a conference with Dr. Gloria Ladson-Billings, the former professor of education at UW-Madison. And this is a little bit of what she had to say at that conference. Historically, Wisconsin has had a deep sense of the public, and what concerns me is what has become an evacuation of the public space. There was public transportation, public health, public housing, and public schooling. I would say that the first three have basically disappeared, and the last little domino is public education. And here I'm hearing we're going to give the public's money for people to put it in a private enterprise. What we need is for those that are in the category of the other, whether they are black or brown, Asian Pacific Islander, recent immigrant, they need to be considered part of the public, and then we need to invest in the public. She said that 5 years ago. So this is nothing new. What Donald Trump is doing is just faster and more reckless. But the attack on our public spaces and our unity and our public schools is nothing new. But they're still here because we have repeatedly come together to demand that we stand up for all children and all public schools, no matter what they want to do to them. I have one last call to action that I want you to take today, because we've come together as hundreds of people in the public already. Make this the beginning and not the end. Introduce yourself to 3 people you haven't met that are here today. Get each other's phone numbers. Meet up for coffee and tea or beer or whatever. And just get to know each other. Remind yourself why it's worth defending people that might not have anything in common with you. Make sure the public space is all around you all the time and that you are building that network of support. Because the Chippewa Valley will always stand up for the public. And when we do that, they can try to privatize and steal, but they will fail. Can I get one more hands off our public schools?
Hands off our public schools!
Thank you.